Welcome to another Friday night. This is On Fire Family, and we don't have any more yacht shopping that we are currently doing. We are just waiting on this last one to pan out and be ours. And so we thought we would take you through some of our planning tonight. Cheers.
Cheers.
So many of you have asked in the comments for this over the times that we've been doing these Friday night happy hours and are curious what our planning process is like. Have you planned out every single night at every single stop in Marina and Anchorage that you're going to do? And my lovely wife has referred to our war room here that looks like we're hunting a serial killer and connecting the dots. And so what we thought we would do is just walk around our office here and show you the other three walls that are covered with stuff, not our lovely bourbon backdrop that you see every single week, but the other working parts of our Great Loop planning. This has been assembled for like almost 2 years.
Yeah.
We finished a remodel on this office, and then shortly after that,
Covered up all the painted walls with stuff.
Yeah, discovered the Great Loop, slapped the big map on the wall that will show you, and then we got going. So let's...
I mean, first the answer is no, we don't have every night planned, much to our
Parents,
mother's chagrin, because they're like, well, where are you going to be on this date? And where are you going to be on this date? And nope.
No. And that's never going to be a satisfying answer to people that want to connect with us on the loop. We can tell you where, we can tell you when, but we can't tell you both at the same time. That's the rule. And we want it that way by design for our maximum enjoyment and relaxation. If we want to linger at a place, we'll linger at a place. And if we want to move on, we will. And part of it's safety. It's weather, and we don't want to feel pressured to have to move the boat on a day that we would prefer to not move the boat because of weather. So anyway, so some of this will be loop planning and that kind of thing, and others will be our personal logistics planning. With a lot of you have expressed interest in understanding, well, what are you going to do with your house, and how this and how that. And so we'll just take you around the office 360 degrees and meet you back here when we're done.
Okay.
Thanks for joining.
Are we taking road beers?
Yeah, this is all filmed, so
Yeah.
we are. Yeah. All right, so we'll go this direction, past the fancy backdrop.
So fancy.
So we have over here is our
Great Loop map.
Great Loop map. We got this from the AGLCA, and we put this up as one of the first things when we started thinking about doing the Great Loop. And we've added little stickies and notes and things as we've encountered wisdom. Like, we know we need to be north of here by June 1st because of hurricanes. And that we don't want to pop out into the Gulf until 11:30, it says here. 11:01, scratched out. 10:15, scratched out. 11:30. So we're
after Thanksgiving.
Little influx here.
Because of the same reason. Hurricanes, yeah.
But we've got the map. We've got everybody's birthday is on here. We've got some key strategic visits of places and things, and then
Like when the Erie Canal opens, we don't want to hit New York before that opens.
Yep. So we got June 15th,
And
New
we
York,
want to exit Chicago before it gets too cold.
Labor Day, September, and then as we have done boat shopping, we have added stickies and moved them around wherever the boat of interest that we're currently exploring has happened to be. We just printed out this sign with a likely candidate boat when we
have
first
a lot
started.
Like candidates.
And these were our two kind of like main bins. If you've been watching us a long
First
time.
love.
Yeah, this is a Californian 48, mid 80s model, and then this, of course, the Cruiser's 4450. Both have been on our wall since over a year ago when we started doing our happy hour videos.
This is like the short list of possible.
Yeah, so I don't know, 10
models.
or so models, and we'll do a top 10 of our, this exact list and show you what we thought at the time. We've got our boat max height clearances up here. Do we want to go through Chicago, west end of the Erie Canal, and then of course that fixed bridge at 19.5 feet that's south
Outside of Chicago,
Chicago. We've got some things that have come out of our annual planning retreat and our New Year's resolutions things that are like big logistical things like health insurance and what are we doing with our house renting and how do we buy a boat and all the different pieces to that. And so we broke those down into manageable size chunks, at least for us, into different like quarters or 6-month chunks. And who's going to work on it? Me, you, or both. And we've just kind of been working through this list, and this changes every 6 months as we come up with the new list.
It's sort of like engineering actions required type of list,
and then a bunch of tasks about like things that we got to do. This came out of one of the books that we purchased.
Is so cool, yeah.
So different night stays. So each dot represents a location where you stop and anchor or get a marina.
Yeah.
And so that's a fun map, especially because a lot of times we ask, how long does it take to get from X to Y? And we can count the number of these. And usually you want to spend 2 nights at each place. But if you're in a hurry, you can do 1 night per place, and you can easily tell how long between stops on the loop. We got a little list over here on things that we wanted to buy for the loop. And so as we come up with some new idea of, oh yeah, we really need one of those, we just add it to the list.
/ ask for Christmas.
Yeah, scratch it off the list. So that's been going on. We'll move on to our next wall here. Again, this is kind of a leaderboard of different boat options that we've got over here. So you see the Cruisers 4450, 455, the Novatech 47 that we got really close on. Bayliner 4788 is kind of an in-between. So we've got the newer boats over here, the older boats over there, like the Jefferson 48, Atlantic 47, Hatteras 48, Gulfstar 49, even to the last days was up there.
And these are all the characteristics of the perfect boat
that we debate almost weekly.
Right. So price point, max price. We need 3 staterooms, reliable. We want it near the Great Lakes. Homeschool space, dinghy laundry, aesthetics, and sun deck. And then what our insurance and our brokers say is resellable, because what we like is not what other people will want to buy.
Yeah.
So we had to compromise there.
And just so you know what this note is, the feedback that we've got from insurance, financing, and brokers is that we want a 2000 or newer boat. Some say 20 years or newer, but we're pushing the line there just a little bit. Under $200,000, and then less than 15 feet in increase from the last boat that you've owned. Yeah. And so that's all stuff that gets into
we're at
resale.
10.
We're at +10 from our previous experience. Yep. We've got our Just Be Patient sign. This has been up for quite a while.
It's a reminder.
It's a reminder. This directly faces us as we're making these happy hour videos, and it reminds us that our boat is out there. Just be patient. It will come. Don't force it. And we don't always heed this, but it's here as a reminder for us. We've got a new section as we get our house ready. We walked through and we made these punch lists. This is stuff we need to purchase for renting our house.
You can see that if it's in Seth's handwriting, it's very neat and in a nice straight line. And even though we're both engineers, we're not like the same personality. And mine is more
stream of consciousness. Yeah. Somehow it works for her. You don't touch my list, I won't touch yours. But yeah, stuff we need to purchase, stuff we need to fix around the house, stuff we need to paint around here, and stuff we just need to clean. So we're working through those. We've got a few months, and so we're going to try to scratch a thing per night per list.
Now, we haven't really, while we're talking about these lists, it's because we're not just leaving our home, we are renting it out, and so we'll talk about that more after we sit. But so we have to buy things for it and paint and fix and clean for other people. And so things that we wouldn't necessarily do for ourselves, but will be really nice when we come back.
Totally. Okay, moving on. I'll put a link to this below.
The command center.
Because this is the master planning calendar, and this is the one for 22, but we worked all of 2021 on the calendar that's on the wall behind us here. It's ready to undo all this and kind of tidy it up. But every video that we posted, we put on here, every boat that we looked at, all of our family weekends away and fun stuff that we did, we just mapped out our entire year.
All the videos the order of the videos that we want to do.
Yeah, so a little bit production calendar for that, but a lot of, like when we went to the AGLCA Fall Rendezvous that was on here, and all the different things. So it's one place that our whole family has a master kind of plan. And so what you see shaping up for 2022 is we got a bunch of stuff going on all the way up into now, and then rent house in June, and here you go, loop. Loop. And then the whole second half of the year, not a single pencil mark. And that's on purpose, and that's the whole point of us doing the loop. So there we go. We've got some small notes about different New Year's resolutions and things like this. A lot of brainstorming and reminders. There's some after the loop things that are on here. We've got lists of stuff that we needed to declutter, and we've crossed off almost every one. So we've been through the house at least once now, decluttering stuff that we do not need and that will not fit either on a boat or here while we rent the house and we don't have any business owning anymore. And then we've got a sell, donate, store list. We've got property management questions for the people that are going to help us in doing the property management of our home while we are away. And so we keep track of all of those. We've got a list of big ticket items to sell, so we own a couple of other boats here, and so we had negotiations early on, which ones are we keeping, which ones are we selling, and so we're taking actions like that. We still have 2 cars, and so we don't know, do we store the cars, do we sell cars and then buy cars after the loop, do we take a car with us for the first part of the loop and then store it on the loop somewhere, so that goes on. This is kind of another earlier rehash of our loop boat kind of requirements, 3 stateroom, home school space, all that, blah, 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 blah. And we had an idea to rate these in priority and kind of hash it out, arm wrestle to the death. But we ended up with a good compromise. And again, we'll have other videos that talk about that. We've got kind of some video ideas that we want to share with you guys, including the one that we're making right now. And then just kind of overall what On Fire Family is, what it means, what do we want to share with you guys, how do we want this to evolve over these next months as we do the loop. And then we're back to the Bourbon Corner, which you see every week.
We've made it all the way around.
That is the War Room. That is where we have planned our Great Loop for a little over 2 years or so.
Yeah, and then our desk is in the middle.
Yep. So, thank you for coming along on this wild ride with us. If you have specific questions about planning for the Great Loop, we just know how we've done it. So if that's helpful to you, we are happy to share.
So we'll have other videos about insurance and more about renting our house out, because we're doing that in a very interesting, specific way.
Yep.
And brokering and things like that.
Yep. So thank you for joining another week. We will see you next Friday with a different topic of interest as we continue to move closer and closer to our Great Loop. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.